I'm here watching the 1992 Royal Rumble as Hulk Hogan eliminates The Undertaker in the 1992 Royal Rumble match. Folks, I'm not going to say a lot of you. If you thought Raw tonight was good, if you thought tonight's show was good, you have a fucking problem. I get it. We're in WrestleMania season, but amp shit up. Tonight's Raw was completely fucking dreadful tonight. The only thing I cared about in this show tonight was the fact that Cody said that he's going to SmackDown on Friday. Outside of that, nothing. Is Vince in charge? That's the one question I gotta ask. Is Vince in charge? Honestly, I wouldn't even be mad at you if you was in the comment section and you asked me that question. Oh, Chris, is Vince in charge? I would have been questioning you not one bit. I think he is, low-key. On the down low, low-key, I think he is. I think he is. Tonight's Raw was dreadful, folks, and if you say otherwise, and if you say Raw tonight was good, I can't even take your opinion serious. I just can't. Tonight's show is not good at all. But we're going to go over everything on the show tonight and what I thought was a dreadful, dreadful, dreadful Monday Night Raw tonight. Right here on the Raw Review here on the channel. If you guys don't know who I am Chris. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel. If you guys agree with me that Raw was terrible tonight, dreadful, hit that like button. Leave a comment down below your thoughts on the show tonight. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Turn that bell, guys, for all notifications. SmackDown review from this past Friday is up live on the channel right now. Link to that video will be in the annotation that you see on the upper right-hand corner of your screen, as well as down below in the description, as well as Monday Night Raw review from this past Monday. Link to that video will also be in the annotation that you see on the upper hand corner of your screen, as well as down below in the description. Also, if you guys missed out on my Elimination Chamber pay-per-view review and what I thought was better than the Royal Rumble pay-per-view that we got back in January, link to this video will be in the annotation that you see on the upper hand corner of your screen, as well as down below in the description. So link to all these videos will be in the annotation that you see on the upper hand corner of your screen, as well as down below in the description. Please and thank you. Make sure you guys are following me on social media, Twitter and TikTok. I do post clips of the reviews and I post it up on TikTok. So Twitter and TikTok at The Real Chris with 2 E's and 2 S's. Links to all those, both those social medias will be down below in the description. Monday Night Raw tonight, Grand Rapids, Michigan. I will tell you right now, the people in Grand Rapids, Michigan, you was putting me to sleep tonight. You really was. You was legitimately putting me to sleep tonight. Really, I'm being that ass here. No excitement, no enthusiasm, no nothing. Most of the entrances that we got on Raw tonight, complete silence. Folks, you was putting me to sleep tonight, folks. You was putting me to sleep. Honestly. The show opens up with commentary hyping up the card for tonight's show, while Becky Lynch and Lita walk together backstage. We get a recap of the continuing saga of the Usos and the Bloodline, and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa kick off Raw. They make their entrance, and Jimmy gets on the mic, telling Grand Rapids that the Bloodline is here. We the ones. We the ones. He acknowledges that it must look like the Bloodline are having problems. Yeah, you are. But if you have family, you know family fight all the time. That is also true. He says if you come for one member of the Bloodline, you come for all the members of the Bloodline, and ask the crowd if they think Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, or Cody Rhodes got one over on the Bloodline. And if you really ask me, I think Sami Zayn does. Don't get me wrong. Roman Reigns will be on SmackDown on Friday to cause complete chaos. But tonight, he and Solo are here to remind everyone who runs Raw. And if the Street Profits, they come out, they get on the mic and act aggressively excited Well, they over-exaggerated the fact that they were excited to see the Bloodline, but are confused as to where Jay is before coming to the conclusion they get tired of being the glue of the Bloodline themselves. Very true. They bicker some, and the Profits remember that they want to smoke and attack the Bloodline. They run the Bloodline out of the ring, and we go to commercial break. So we got a tag team match between the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford against Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa of the Bloodline to kick off Monday Night Raw. We got some tag team action to kick off Raw tonight. Listen, I love the Street Profits. I love the Bloodline, especially Jimmy and Solo. But at the same time, here, I know, you know for a fact that all those four guys, Dawkins, Ford, Jimmy, sometimes Jay, but tonight we did get Solo Sikoa. All those four people have a great chemistry together. They do. And every single time they're in the ring for a tag team match, it's always going to be a banger. Tonight's tag team match here was really good. Was pretty damn good here. I mean, those four guys will never disappoint when it comes to a matchup. They know what to do. They click, click, click. And I love that here. The match here was good for what it was. It really was. They fought for about 10 minutes. The match was good. Dawkins and Uso to start the match, fighting in the corner, but Jimmy sidesteps the spinning Stinger Splash and tags Sikoa in. Angelo manages to handspring over Solo into a dropkick and tags Ford in. Double dropkick, but Sikoa gets Montez into the corner, and the Bloodline work him over. Another tag, now Jimmy's isolated. Big Insecurity sets up drill bit, but Uso slips out and hands a forearm to set up a side headlock, grounding Dawkins as we go to commercial break. So back for commercial break. Sikoa keeps bringing it to Dawkins, beating him down in the corner. Both men down and out. Tags made. Ford and hot on Uso. I'm telling you, when it comes to Montez Ford getting the hot tag, it's a sight to see. Jabs and a lariat, big uppercut, kick block, backflip. Evasion sets up for a back suplex, and Montez kips up, standing moonsault. Ford lays him out with a kick up top. Jimmy cuts him off and follows up with Insecurity up top, jockeying for position. Big diving crossbody, so close for the win there. Blind tag, Montez clears Solo off the apron. Thrust spinebuster, tag made. Sikoa shoves Ford up the top, hits a super kick on Dawkins as the Bloodline win by pinfall with a Samoan spike from Solo Sikoa to Angelo Dawkins. Again, good tag team match here to kick off Monday Night Raw. Friday on SmackDown is going to be pretty interesting, especially with Reigns showing up. Does Jay show up? Do we finally get Jay stabbing Sami in the back? We didn't get Sami Zayn tonight on the show. We did not. I'd rather see him on Friday on SmackDown, if you ask me. I'd rather see him on SmackDown on Friday night, especially with Cody being there as well, which we will get to in a bit. But the Bloodline win the tag team match against the Street Profits in what I thought was a very good tag team match to kick off Raw. Post-match, the Bloodline keep beating the Profits down, and Solo goes to get a steel chair. They horse collar Montez. Jimmy keeps Dawkins on the back foot. Kevin Owens comes out of nowhere with a super kick to save Ford. Stunner on Jimmy Uso. Will Kevin Owens also show up on Friday on SmackDown? Only time will tell. We'll see on Friday. But I did love the fact that Kevin Owens showed up here to save the Street Profits on this night. Love that. Really do love that here. Like I said, Friday on SmackDown is going to be really, really interesting come Friday on SmackDown. It's going to be really interesting. We got a recap of MVP and Omos challenging Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania match from last week. And we go to commercial break. Back for commercial break. Brock Lesnar makes his entrance and takes a seat on the set of the VIP lounge. A slightly nonplussed MVP makes his entrance cautiously and gets on the mic from the ramp. He says when he invited Mr. Lesnar to accept the challenge, this isn't how he envisioned it. Brock apologizes for being a little early and invites Porter to join him. But Montel's happy to keep from his distance. Brock says he's here on business and to listen to MVP sell these people, the people at home, and Brock Lesnar a fight. Trust me, this is a match that nobody wants to see. MVP says he doesn't want to go to Suplex City, and Lesnar promises no suplexes tonight. So MVP resiliently slides into the ring as he has a seat in his own lounge. MVP begins his pitch, talking up how when Brock Lesnar hits a man with an F5, he's done for, but he had his hands full with Bobby Lashley without MVP in his corner. MVP scuffles that the idea that Lesnar should have his way with the Nigerian Giant. A man, you can do whatever you want to, but put hands on a giant and his hands go back on you. So the issue here is that the beast can destroy any man, but a giant will subdue and conquer a beast. Bottom line, you can suplex an F5 any man you like, but you can't do that to Omos. Brock has goosebumps and offers MVP a high five, and he accepts. And Lesnar accepts the challenge and wants to shake on it and drink on it. Let me repeat that slowly. And Lesnar accepts the challenge and wants to shake on it and drink on it. So, folks, we're getting Brock Lesnar and Omos, the Nigerian Giant, at WrestleMania. I'm not even going to go over the rest of the segment here because I just don't fucking care. All I'll tell you is this. They shook hands. MVP was sipping on some liquor. He didn't like the liquor. He spat on Brock Lesnar. Lesnar cleans up his face real quick. F5's MVP. That's literally what happened. Can I ask? Can I legitimately fucking ask? Why are we getting this match at WrestleMania? Nobody wants to see this. Nobody wants to see Brock Lesnar and Omos at WrestleMania. This is the best you got for Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania? Really? Omos! Somebody who hasn't been on TV as of late. For almost the entire year. Yet Omos gets a match at WrestleMania. Really? Really? And also, this is the best you got for Brock Lesnar? Omos, listen, I fucking hate Omos. I hate the character. Don't get me wrong. I hate the character. I'm sure outside of the company, he's a great guy. But in this company, his character fucking sucks. This is the best you got for WrestleMania for Brock Lesnar? This is the guy, and this is the one thing. This is the one thing that triggers me the most. This is the guy that beat the streak of The Undertaker at WrestleMania 9 years ago. This is the guy that beat the streak of The Undertaker. Yeah, you want to sit there 9 years later and give me Brock Lesnar and Omos at WrestleMania. Really? Let that sink in, folks. Let that sink the fuck in. This is the best you got for Brock at WrestleMania. If that is the case, I'd rather not feature Brock at WrestleMania. If that is the fucking case. I'd rather not feature Brock Lesnar at all on this show than give me Brock and fucking Omos at WrestleMania. Are you fucking joking me right now? Really? Really? Omos and Brock. Now I know what's my bathroom break, what's my taking a shit break, what's my shower break, what's my cooking break, a sip of a fucking beverage break, a store run break, hell, maybe a fucking Target run break. Now I found the match that I'm going to take the biggest break on at WrestleMania. Deadass. This is the best you got? let me tell you, this was fucking horrible. And again, I ask, is Vince back in charge? Because I know for a fact Triple H himself would not book this match for WrestleMania. He wouldn't. Fuck that. Fuck that. Lesnar and Omos, do you care for WrestleMania? I sure fucking don't. I sure fucking don't. Lita and Becky Lynch are interviewed backstage. Lita says some of her favorite career highlights have been alongside legendary tag teams. So to walk out tonight as tag champs would be a true bucket list check for her. She's been making history for 2 decades and she's not done yet. Lynch admits she's always kind of wanted to win the tag titles but doesn't play well with others. But there's nobody in the business she respects more than Lita. So they're going to win the tag titles tonight. We see Cody Rhodes walking backstage and we go to commercial break. We get a match between Cody Rhodes and Chad Gable one-on-one on Monday Night Raw tonight. We need to start putting some respect in Chad Gable's name. Folks. Chad Gable can fucking go. I mean, we've known that for years. Since Chad Gable has been on the main roster. He can fucking go. He's so good in the ring. Don't get me wrong. He's fucking great. Honestly. If you ask me, my God, is he so fucking good. I love the fact that Cody is wrestling somebody like Chad Gable. Again, don't get me wrong. I love Chad Gable when he was in the fucking, what was that tag team he was with fucking Jason Jordan? Oh yeah, Alpha. I think Alpha Academy, I forgot what that was. It's just a blur. Long time ago. Yeah, his tag team with fucking Jason Jordan, they were fucking tremendous together. They were so good. I love Chad Gable. The fact that we're seeing Chad Gable and Cody Rhodes tonight on this show tonight really does make you know how much they love Chad Gable. The fact that they put him against somebody like Cody Rhodes, a WrestleMania main eventer to ask me, if you ask me. This was a tremendous match. For the amount of time that they got, was a good match. It's a good match here. Alright, so we got Cody Rhodes and Chad Gable one-on-one. Circling Rhodes goes for a leg pick, but Gable gets away. Drop Toho works on a second try, reverses into a front chancery. Cody turns that into a finance carry, but takes Chad into the corner. Gable gets dirty with a right hook, whip into the corner, up and over into a sunset flip, only for a 2 count. Chad gets Cody an ankle lock. He gets Cody into the ankle lock. Rhodes flips him into the corner, but runs into a boot. Up top, Cody cuts him off, jockey for position. Inverted superplex sends us to commercial break. Back out of the commercial break, Chad Gable rips Cody's leg first into the corner and capitalizes into the injured leg. Up top, diving headbutt, nobody home. Chad cracks off a right hand, but Cody is able to cut him off. Drop down, slap up and over, leg hurting bad, but he bends to pick up a snap scoop, power slam. Beautiful disaster connects, so close for near fall. Figure 4 leg like a plant in the middle of the ring. Gable tries to roll him over to stretch for the ropes. Desperate slap, gets a hand on the ropes. Chad catches Rhodes into a bridging German suplex for a 2. Cody up and over. Backslide denied, up in crucifix position. Cliffhanger DDT. Gable up top with the moonsault. Cody Rhodes won't stay down. Chops him in the corner. Rhodes turns him around and throws his own, going back and forth. Cody throws Chad out of the ring with a hip toss off the ropes. Cody Rhodes with a suicide dive. Cody and Otis get into it. Rhodes dumps Dozovic into the crowd. Back in the ring with Cody with the Cody Cutter. Inverted headlock. Cody Rhodes wins by pinfall over Chad Gable with the Crossroads. Again, this match was really, really good. This match was really good for what it was. Cody wins here. Again, Cody's not losing at all, at least to WrestleMania. Post-match, Cody gets on the mic and says, we're 33 days away from WrestleMania, and he has yet to stand in the same ring as his opponent, our undisputed champion, Roman Reigns. But he's on SmackDown on Friday, and Cody is ecstatic about it because he'll be there too. Cody will be on SmackDown on Friday night. Should be good. We're finally getting a one-on-one confrontation between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. By the time we get to SmackDown on Friday, we'll be 4 weeks away to WrestleMania. By the time we get to Friday. Now, what took them so long to give us this Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns encounter for Friday? I could have used this segment last week on Monday Night Raw. Instead of Paul Heyman and Cody Rhodes again. We could have used this last week. We're getting this on Friday. And I hope, just praying to the wrestling gods here. Not only we should be getting Rhodes and Roman in a face-to-face confrontation on SmackDown, Roman should be showing up on Raw Monday night in Boston to confront Cody Rhodes. And let me tell you, Raw next week is looking like a pretty entertaining show next week on Monday Night Raw. But I'm glad we're finally getting Cody and Roman face-to-face in the same ring at the same time in the same building on Friday on SmackDown in Washington, D.C. Thank fucking God. Because so far, coming into tonight's show, I did not care about Cody Rhodes and Reigns at WrestleMania. Friday on SmackDown, they're going to make you care. Whether if it's a promo or a face-to-face, they're going to make you care. Let me tell you, they will make you care about this match at WrestleMania. Especially when people are saying, oh, Sammy and KO versus the Usos should main event night one. That I agree. I said this last week. I think Charlotte and Rhea does not deserve the WrestleMania main event. Give it to Sammy and KO versus the Usos. Simple. Undisputed Tag Team Championship match, main events night 1. Cody and Roman, main events night 2. Simple. Simple as that. And hell, for shits and giggles, have Rhea and Charlotte kick off night 1 of WrestleMania. Have them kick off night 1. Sure. I wouldn't mind that 1 second a bit at all. So Cody's going to SmackDown on Friday. I'm looking forward to SmackDown on Friday in Washington. Should be a promo-heavy show on Friday. Baron Corbin in his interview backstage. He has a message for the WWE Universe. It's no secret that things haven't been going his way, and people have been saying everything JBL told them was true. And just when he was about to finish his sentence, Byron Saxton has to cut the interview short because Kevin Owens was walking behind him. He goes over to KO, talks about him about consequences for attacking the Bloodline. And he says it's the Bloodline who are suffering the consequences of their actions, and he said it for months. He won't stop until he gets what he wants, which is the Bloodline to fall, and he doesn't want or need any help to do that. Yeah, Kevin, you may say that now, but you may need your tag team partner, your best friend, Sami Zayn, to do that with you. Because Sami couldn't do it alone. KO, you was never able to do it alone. So what makes you think this time around you can do it by yourself? No. It's only a matter of time before we get Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to reunite. The question is when. The earliest you can do this, Friday on SmackDown. If not, Raw next week in Boston. Because Boston on Raw is going to be a pretty big show on Raw next week. I guarantee you the Bloodline will be there next week. Guarantee you. I'm making a quick prediction right now. The Bloodline will be on Raw next week. Shit can go down next week on Monday Night Raw. Again, that's just my prediction. We get a WrestleMania Goes Hollywood parody of Titanic starring Montez Ford and Bianca Belair to send us to break. Loved it. Loved it. It was a nice touch of one of my favorite movies of all time in Titanic. Love that. Love that. We all know that Montez Ford and Bianca Belair are a real-life couple, so why not put them in Titanic? Makes sense. Makes all the sense in the world. Back from commercial, Judgment Day cut a promo backstage. Dominic Mysterio talked about how his family reunion with his father last week and calls him pathetic, and says he showed the world that Ray is exactly as pathetic as a coward he is. And he'll show him again because he's going to be on SmackDown again, and he'll be in ex-con Dom's prison. Rhea Ripley, on the other hand, says Charlotte Flair can't escape her fate, which is to lose to her at WrestleMania. Finn Balor says his feud with Edge isn't over. It'll be over when he says it's over, and it'll be over at WrestleMania. We are 110% getting Balor and Edge Hell in a Cell. Because you can't just say, you thought that the feud was over. It'll be over when I say it's over. It'll be over at WrestleMania. That screams to me Hell in a Cell. Simple as that. That's just me. I think we're getting, in my honest opinion, I think we are getting. Hold on, did my laptop just freeze on me? Okay, we're good. Okay. Let me just repeat that. So, let me tell you this now, right? Balor says his feud with Edge isn't over. It'll be over when he says it's over, and it'll be over at WrestleMania. That right there screams to me Hell in a Cell. We are getting that announcement next week on Raw. And again, I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks. Hunter, if you're watching, please bring back the original Hell in a Cell. Can we not get the cell red? Now, I got somebody telling me, well, I got my boy Alex telling me, oh, it should be Demon Finn versus Brood Edge. Love it. Love it. But I hope to God we do not get a red Hell in a Cell. It should be the original Hell in a Cell steel. The gray color. The original Hell in a Cell. Please. None of this fucking red bullshit. Please. For the love of God. Thank you. Ripley, on the other hand, why couldn't she say this to Charlotte on SmackDown on Friday? Why? Why didn't we get this energy from Rhea on Friday on SmackDown? Why are you giving us all of a sudden, you're saying to Charlotte she can't escape her fate, which is to lose to her at WrestleMania? You couldn't say that on Friday on SmackDown, but you want to say that on Raw tonight. Don't get it. Don't get it at all. Otis, Otis, is pacing outside the trainer's room when Maximum male models roll up, and Maxime Dupuis said they should be in his corner if he has a match tonight. He does have a match against Gargano. Otis says he can make that happen and goes and looks for Adam Pearce to book a match. Asuka makes her entrance. If you go to commercial break, we get Asuka versus Carmella. I'm not really going to go over this because, come on. Cody shouldn't be losing. Asuka at all shouldn't be losing. Asuka wins with the OD to gym breaks. Simple as that. Asuka wins with the armbar to Carmella. Asuka wins. Did you really expect Asuka to lose going into WrestleMania? No. Post-match, Asuka cuts a brief promo in Japanese before calling out Bianca Belair down to the ring. Bianca says she better just be calling her down to say they're going to tear the house down. I think they will. Because you can't spell WrestleMania without the EST. She's right. You can't spell WrestleMania without the EST. You can't. Carmella attacks them and shoves Asuka into Belair and leaves shouting about how she's the best. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Piper Niven makes her entrance. If you go to break, we get Candice LaRae versus Piper Niven. I mean, what else do you want me to say about Asuka and Bianca? Again, they're going to be a banger match at WrestleMania. They're going to basically tear the house down. if you ask me. We had Candice LaRae versus Piper Niven. Nikki Cross follows Candice LaRae to the ring to the gentle confusion of everyone. LaRae charges in on Niven, body blocks her into the mat, big right hand slap, choking her in the ropes, scoop lift. Candice floats over, leg kick off the ropes, crucifix denied, sunset flip block. She rolls away from the banzai drop and hits the blockbuster for a near fall. Charging in, Piper with a big rock bottom and senton follows. Cobra Crux applied, LaRae fading. Niven shoves it into the turnbuckle and charges right into a back elbow. Drops toe hold into the turnbuckles. Candice crashes to the floor. Piper throws her back inside and Bill's cross into the barricade. Back inside, LaRae thinks fast. Candice LaRae wins by pinfall with a schoolboy pin over Piper Niven. What are they fighting for? And why is Nikki Cross siding with Candice LaRae? Can I at least get an answer to that question? I guess not. Backstage, Gargano is interviewed. He's very proud of Candice and he has a match of his own later. He sat down in the locker room and Otis ran in asking him for some hot action tonight. Hey, yo. He was alarmed initially, but he realized he just wanted a match and he accepts the challenge. Judgment Day rolled up to scoff at Byron Saxton, interviewing Johnny. Johnny says Byron's just tired of interviewing adults who are going through a golf phase. Damian Priest points out that he took him out of the Elimination Chamber, and Finn Balor says it's Otis. Dozovix doesn't cover Johnny in maple syrup and eat him alive. He will next week. So I guess we're getting Johnny and Gargano versus Finn Balor next week on Monday Night Raw. Listen, give them 15, 20 minutes. Should be a banger next week. The Miz makes his entrance for MizTv, WrestleMania edition of MizTv, as we go to commercial break. But before his guests, he wants to talk about the anniversary gift his beautiful wife Maurice gave him last week. So what was in the envelope? To help him announce his highlight-worthy news, he wants to bring a special guest and also the host of WrestleMania, The Miz. I don't fucking care. The Miz is the special guest host of WrestleMania. I don't care. Don't care. Don't care. His guest tonight and host of MizTv and the host of WrestleMania, it'll be bigger than the Oscars. And if you thought Will Smith slapping Chris Rock was a big deal, wait until you see what he's got going on in store for WrestleMania. Who else could guest host WrestleMania? Logan Paul? Obviously, we're getting a Logan Paul, Seth Rollins match for WrestleMania. So why would Logan Paul be the guest host of WrestleMania? It's WrestleMania goes Hollywood, not WrestleMania goes YouTube. And he hypes up some of the matches on the card. Here comes Seth Rollins. This was the loudest Grand Rapids, Michigan was tonight. Just singing along Seth Rollins' music. The crowd sings along to his theme, and the Miz tries and fails to shut them up by putting his hand up. When my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. Seth says he's just here to congratulate Miz, not rain on his parade, but Miz is doubtful. Rollins says he stomped him with his big red boots 2 weeks ago because he was being a bit of a jerk. And then last week he had to stomp him 3 times because he was, let's face it, being a bit of a beehole. Really? Miz says he's not a B-type person, he's an A-type person, and Rollins asks if that means he's an A-hole. And an A-lister goes apparatically, but being gloated into calling himself an asshole. Seth promises him that he didn't mean to ruin his moment, he just asked for a favor. He's been trying to get a hold of Logan Paul, and he figures since Miz taught him everything he knows, he's got to have him on speed dial, so why not give him a call? The A-lister turns him down, telling him Logan is his problem and not his because he's a celebrity and Seth is just a goofball in a stupid jacket. So Rollins lays him out with a super kick. Seth picks up his phone and unlocks it with the Miz eyes with the freaking Face ID. Sitting down in a chair to look for Logan. In the A-lister's contact, he makes the call and it rings. Logan picks up and tells Miz to stop calling him. Rollins laughs and Mox apologizes, saying he just wanted to call and see how Jake Paul is doing after his tough day yesterday. By the way, that fight between Tommy Fury and Jake Paul was fucking horrendous. Didn't watch it, but I've heard of it. The match fucking sucked. And says he has a proposition for him. We're all sick of the cat and mouse games, so grow a set and go face to face with Seth Rollins next week in Boston. Logan accepts and says he'll love to see Seth try to run his mouth face to face. Seth goes and leaves and sees Miz starting to get up, so he can't help himself. Blackout. Basically, the stomp. I love the fact we're getting Logan Paul and Seth Rollins in a face-to-face segment next week on Raw in Boston. Should be good. Should be good. Should be entertaining. That's, in my honest opinion, should be the foundation to the fact that we're getting this match officially announced for WrestleMania. And if it does, which it will, it should be a fucking banger. I love Seth Rollins. Listen, I don't like the Paul brothers. I don't. But Logan is good in the ring. Don't get me wrong. Logan is good in the ring. I can respect Logan Paul on that aspect. He's good in the ring. I think Rollins needs a WrestleMania win. I think he does. If you ask me, I think Seth Rollins needs a WrestleMania victory. I just think he does, in my honest opinion. Damage CTRL interviewed backstage. Bayley says they've been around the world defending the titles and they're not going to lose them because they're their legacy. Sure. Sure, Bayley. Sure. Austin Theory rolls up to demand an interview since he's the greatest champion in WWE. False. That is Mr. Roman Reigns himself and Gunther. But don't get me wrong, Austin Theory. You're pretty good. Don't get me wrong. You're really, really good. Don't get me wrong. He's shocked he's not being talked about, and everyone's talking about John Cena instead. It was out there saying that Cena will be in Boston. I guess I told you guys that on Friday on SmackDown. Cena will be in Boston on Raw next week in his hometown. Cena comes back next week, and everybody likes to hustle, loyalty, and respect. But he hustled in the chamber. He's loyal to the title, to the point of defending it immediately after the Elimination Chamber against the legend like Edge. And then there's the respect. He respects John Cena, and he's going to give him the respect he deserves next week. He better get that same respect back. I'm guessing we're getting an Austin Theory John Cena segment next week on Raw as well. Let me tell you, Raw next week, pretty heavy promo show next week. I'm looking forward to this. I really am. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm looking forward to Raw next week. I'm not excited for it. I'm just looking forward to it next week. Should be a lot of promo heavy back and forths next week. You know, you got fucking Rollins and Logan Paul. You got Cena and Theory. Should be good. Hopefully Cody and Roman again on Raw Monday. Should be good. Can't wait for it. Bobby Lashley makes his entrance and we go to commercial break. We get Bobby Lashley versus Elias. Honestly, do you really want me to go over this here? Lashley wins with the Hurt Lock on Elias. Post-match, Bob gets on the mic and says he's not in a good mood right now. Neither am I watching the show. He owned Brock Lesnar at the Chamber pay-per-view, but instead of tapping to the Hurt Lock, Lesnar resorted to a low blow. He won the match, but he wants more, and for proving his dominance over Brock, he gets Bray Wyatt playing his little kid games. Lashley doesn't play little kid games because he's the almighty Bobby Lashley, and he tells Bray to keep his name out of his mouth or he will hurt him. As he goes to exit, Bray appears on the Titantron with a new remix of the Muscle Man dance, featuring footage of Lashley. The video cuts off with static and a very serious Bray Wyatt telling Bob to run. Are we getting a Bobby Lashley versus Bray Wyatt match at WrestleMania? Really? Bray Wyatt, I'm gonna just tell you this now. Coming out of Extreme Rules, Bray Wyatt was the hottest commodity in all of pro wrestling. Coming out of that October show in Extreme Rules. He was the hottest act in all of pro wrestling. He's gone from the top of the world, no pun intended, he's come from the top of the world to down here in a matter of what? 4 months. 4 months. 4 fucking months. He's gone from the top of the fucking planet, on top of the world, to being fucking iceberg Titanic cold. Ice cold. Like the ice cubes in my fucking freezer. Cold. Is this the best we got for Bray Wyatt and Bobby Lashley for WrestleMania? They haven't even encountered with each other before. What makes you think this would be a good WrestleMania match? Wyatt and Lashley. Really? I'm sorry, but don't get me wrong. I love Bobby Lashley and I love Bray Wyatt. Don't get me wrong. But at the same fucking time, this is fucking horseshit. This is horseshit, if you ask me. Horseshit. I am not excited for this match at all. Going into WrestleMania. I'm not excited for this at all. Chelsea Green is backstage yelling at Adam Pearce about how she, a Canadian, is supposed to know there's an Ottawa in Canada. Carmella rolls up to yell at him. He makes her a match against Bianca Belair next week and leaves to take a phone call. Big chat and seem to be hitting it off. Listen, when you have two beautiful women like Carmella and Chelsea Green, can't go wrong with that. Otis makes his entrance, flanked by Maximum Male Models to send us the break. We get Gargano versus Otis, or should I say Otis, in a match one-on-one. I'm not going to go over this also because I just did not fucking care at all. Gargano wins with the one final beat. Do you care? No. I don't care so fucking ever at all. At all. I just don't care. Just don't care. We get a recap of Cody Rhodes' promo from earlier tonight. Paul Heyman's interview backstage. He says he loves the way WrestleMania season retracts up the tension every week and claims Cody Rhodes said he was going to confront Roman, which the interviewer corrects him on, which is Kathy Kelly. She corrected Paul Heyman. But no, Heyman says Rhodes won't just show up. He's going to invade the island of relevancy. And either he'll confront the tribal chief or he will be confronted by him. I'm going to say this real quick before we get to the main event of the show. We're getting Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Night 2 for the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship. I've been thinking about this for the last couple of weeks. And I'm going to sit here and be completely honest with you people. This match is unpredictable. And I'll tell you why right now. You can make the case that Cody Rhodes could be the guy that beats Reigns at WrestleMania and wins both titles at WrestleMania. Right? You can also make the case that Roman can beat Cody and Reigns can just go into the summer with 1,000 days as Universal Champion. Right? I'm going to ask you guys this question. Everybody on the comment section, on TikTok, and on YouTube can answer this question also. Let's say, hypothetically, let's say Roman beats Cody at WrestleMania, right? Roman goes into WrestleMania. He beats Cody, retains the championship. He goes as 1,000 days as world champion. Who beats Roman after that? I got people telling me, oh, it could be Gunther. No. I got Gunther winning King of the Ring. I said this 2 weeks ago. I got Gunther winning the King of the Ring tournament. And he beats Cody at SummerSlam in Detroit at Ford Field for the WWE title. Gunther should not be a guy that beats Roman. Shouldn't be. Why? Why would a heel Gunther be a heel Roman Reigns? Makes no sense at all. Now, hypothetically, let's say Cody beats Reigns at WrestleMania. Cody wins both championships. He keeps the coveted WWE championship. He sends the Universal title back over to SmackDown. You do what you want to do with the Universal title. Who beats Cody? Simple. I just said it. Gunther. Just said it. Now, what do you do with the Universal Championship? You can hold the fucking tournament after the draft and determine who's in the tournament and who wins the Universal title from that point. Because I am assuming, and I would love for this to happen, I think we should get a fucking draft after WrestleMania. I think so. Refresh the rosters. Shake things up a bit. That's what I would do, if you ask me. That's what I do. I'm telling you, Gunther wins the King of the Ring tournament. He gets Cody at WrestleMania. And on top of that, Gunther and Imperium gets drafted over to Monday Night Raw with the draft. That's what I'm doing. Who better to win King of the Ring than Gunther? Who? Now, Chris, who would you have win Money in the Bank? 100% LA Knight. 110%. I'm having LA Knight win Money in the Bank. Sure. It fits him. Again, like I said, hypothetically, we don't know what's happening at WrestleMania between Cody and Roman. They could have Cody win. They could have Roman win. It goes either way. We don't know what's happening. But I'll tell you this, though. This matchup between Roman and Cody is going to be fucking unpredictable. Why? Because we don't know what side Triple H is leaning towards. We don't know. And I love that. I love how this match is fucking unpredictable. Meanwhile, the past couple of WrestleMania main events have been predictable. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes predictable is good. Don't get me wrong about that. Predictable sometimes is good. But not all the time. I love how Cody and Roman is unpredictable. I absolutely love that. I'm looking forward to that match at WrestleMania. But if it were me booking this, I'd rather have Cody beat Roman at WrestleMania. That's how I'm doing it. Because again, you gotta ask yourself, if Roman beats Cody, who beats Roman? Who beats him? Who on the main roster is beating Roman? You can't do Gunther. Who's beating Reigns? Unless if Cody and Roman feud until the summer, then so be it. Then so be it. But just to fucking do this real fast and not have this prolonged into the summer, I'm having Cody beat Reigns at WrestleMania. That's what I'm doing with this match going to WrestleMania. Back for commercial, we see Becky Lynch and Lita warming up for their match tonight, and then the equal to opposite view with Damage Control. A recap of the VIP line follows and commentary hypes of the coming cards. Here's what we're getting next week on Monday Night Raw, folks. Here's what we are getting next week on Raw. We are getting the following for next week. We're getting Kevin Owens against Solo Sikoa next week. We're getting the face-to-face between Rollins and Logan Paul. We're getting Johnny Gargano versus Finn Balor. Give them 15-20 minutes, a banger match. Bianca Belair versus Carmella. We all know from that point who's winning that match. And John Cena makes his return to Monday Night Raw in Boston next week on Monday Night Raw. Becky Lynch and Lita make their entrances as we go to commercial break. We get the Women's Tag Team Championship match to main event Raw tonight, with Becky Lynch and Lita going up against Dakota Kai and IYO SKY for the Women's Tag Team Championships. I did not watch the match to the end because I was obviously getting ready for the review. The only part I've seen was when Trish came back. Trish's music hit the PA system and Trish came back. Trish Stratus is here to even the odds. I'm just gonna cover the match from that point on when Trish came back. Luther's pressed into minor punches on Bayley. Tags made. Lita with Elias for Sky. Whip reverse. Satellite to Heroes. Snapmare driver connects, not enough. Lita goes up top. IYO cuts her off. Springs up top of their own. Moonsault, nobody home. Twisted fake connects. Lita goes up top. Bayley runs interference. Trish cuts her off. Lays her out with a chick kick. Dakota Kai runs over. Bayley cuts her off. Disarm her on the apron. Lita off top. Hits the moonsault to IYO SKY. Lita pins IYO SKY 1, 2, 3. Becky Lynch and Lita win the Women's Tag Team Championships. The new champs celebrate with Trish Stratus as Pyro goes off. And the show from there goes off the air. Watching this main event automatically tells me that we are getting a six-woman tag at WrestleMania. And honestly, I like it. Trish, Lita, and Becky against Damage Control, IYO SKY, Dakota Kai, and Bayley. Simple. Put those 6 women in a 6-woman tag, so be it. There you go. Sure. I like it. I like it. Now, Becky and Lita, are they going to have a long title reign? Let's just be honest, folks. They're not. They're probably going to lose the championships either before WrestleMania or after WrestleMania. They're going to lose those tag team titles. Because I'm sure Becky is going to want to go back to the Raw Women's Championship. If not, during the draft, if there is a draft, she gets drafted to SmackDown. I don't know. But I don't mind a 6-woman tag. I don't mind it whatsoever. I don't. But that is it for Raw. This Raw tonight was not a good show. Honestly, I mean, I'm just here texting my wife real quick. If you ask me, oh, Chris, how would you rate Monday Night Raw tonight? I'm going to give it a solid 2. A solid 2. Only reason why is because we're getting WrestleMania build, and Cody announced that he's going to SmackDown on Friday. That's it. Outside of that, I couldn't care less about this fucking show. Again, I was watching the 1992 Royal Rumble. I'd rather watch that match for 3 hours than to watch this specific episode of Monday Night Raw. Raw tonight was dreadful. I did not like the show tonight. And also, Grand Rapids, Michigan, you need to step up your fucking crowds. Because you guys were putting me to sleep tonight, if you ask me. That is it, guys, for Raw Review. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. Leave a comment down below your thoughts of the show tonight. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Turn that bell, guys, for all notifications. SmackDown Review is live on the channel right now, as well as Raw Review from this past Monday, and also the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view review. Link to all these videos will be in the annotation that you see on the upper hand corner of your screen, as well as down below in the description, where you can find all these 3 links. Make sure you guys are also following me on social media, Twitter and TikTok, at the Road Chris with 2 E's and 2 S's on the and Chris on it. Make sure you guys follow me on social media. I'll be posting TikToks. I'll be posting shorts on YouTube. Show some love. I'll see you guys on Wednesday for Dynamite. Guys, leave a like, comment, subscribe, share the video all over social media. I'll see you guys on Wednesday for Dynamite. Until then, guys, I'm Chris. Have a blessed night. Talk to you guys later.